Hello, friends. Welcome to another Cotopaxi conversation. In last week's newsletter, I shared with you that one of our senior students received a very special international recognition. I'm going to first read to you what the Association for the Advancement of International Education website says about this award. The scholarships are awarded to the students who demonstrate character strengths such as persistence and motivation, resourcefulness, as well as acceptance of other cultures and points of view. The nominated students should also display a genuine interest in and sustained commitment to the welfare of others, as reflected through participation in school activities and community or civic involvement. Factors considered in the selection process include academic achievement, financial need, and higher education and vocational aspirations that will impact future improvements within local and global communities. Leadership and service contributions that directly address community and societal needs and solutions will be considered in the selection process. When I first learned of what Anne had done to make the world a better place for others during the height of the pandemic, I right away encouraged her that we should submit an application. I will let Anne now explain the many things she did, not for grades, not for caste recognition, but out of a sincere desire to make a positive difference.
Thank you, Mr. Van der Eyken, and thank you to everyone who helped in the process of the application and all the activities I participated in. As a student who has had the privilege of living in a variety of countries and attending multiple international and diverse schools throughout my life, I have realized how fortunate I am and try my best to address the inequalities around me. My dad is a foreign service officer, and through observing his work my whole life, whether that be in Peru, Uganda, Vietnam, or Ecuador, I've also learned about the meaning of giving others sustainable solutions. Throughout my life, I've realized my avenue for this is promoting education, and so this is a common theme with the activities I participated in. So at the beginning of the pandemic, I would look for opportunities to help others remotely, while also increasing my skills and growing myself as an individual. I became a frequent tutor for a nonprofit that taught disadvantaged communities all over the world, in this case through Zoom. It was called Strive to Thrive Edu, and it allowed me to become a tutor for a class of 15 low-income Paraguayan adults with an intermediate level in English. We would have weekly book club meetings where we would read a book in English together and learn new vocabulary. The class loved science fiction, so we chose to read The Giver, and this allowed me to foster real, meaningful relationships with the students. And by the end of our 4 months of classes, we extended invitations to each other to someday visit our respective countries. I continued to be a tutor for a new class, one with 12 Guatemalan adults who were beginners in English. This was a much more challenging activity because I was responsible for the first introductions that these students had to learn a new language. Nevertheless, I will never forget the hours I spent looking for ESL resources that could easily explain the to-be conjugations in English, or when I converted a clip from Mr. Bean into a lesson for learning about clothes vocabulary in English. This really added to my love of promoting education. So when I saw a project coordinator position open on the administrative team of this same nonprofit, I immediately applied. This was the first formal, although unpaid job experience I ever had. And as the title suggests, I coordinated projects such as the one I was a part of as a tutor. I was the point of communication for the tutors and the local nonprofits we worked with to connect us to the students. And I was responsible for around 5 to 7 projects, which had around 10 tutors in each project. Any inconvenience or message from either the tutor or students had to be communicated through me. And my fluency in Spanish really helped throughout this process. I was able to see the work that this nonprofit was doing. On a typical Sunday morning, I would join Zooms to give student orientations for an orphanage in Ghana or a learning center in Fiji. And although these past activities I mentioned were great, and it felt good to help different places around the world, I also wanted to help in my own close community. I live in a small rural town called Checa, about 40 kilometers from school. My mom is Ecuadorian and her side of the family lives in this town. I've been visiting this community since I was born. And during the pandemic, I noticed the huge inequalities within both the worlds I was a part of. Although I was fortunate enough to log into Zoom every day and not worry about affording hand sanitizer, buying masks to protect my family, I knew others weren't so fortunate, especially those who lived in my town. Watching the local news every night, I noticed a lot of sensationalism, but little easy to understand information on managing COVID. Some neighbors didn't understand when to wear masks or believed in miracle cures. So I applied for a grant to fund a project that would educate people on preventing COVID, and it was accepted. I was given $1,000 to work with and made 1,000 health kits, which included an educational pamphlet, a handmade mask, and a bar of soap. This process was somewhat long, but even in that, I was able to provide temporary jobs for some of the work done in this project, such as hiring a graphic designer who lived close by to help design the pamphlets, or hiring help from a recently unemployed woman who helped make some masks. And this was definitely a group effort. My mom was amazing at helping me get in contact with the town council so that I could efficiently distribute these kits to those most in need in my town. And my sister Dee Dee, who is in 11th grade, was incredibly helpful through the whole process by helping make the masks and package the kits. Overall, I'm grateful I was able to make some change in this pandemic and create some positivity in the communities I'm a part of. Throughout the pandemic, it was also inspiring to see others who were also motivated to promote change, even with all the challenges that we faced in quarantine. I will definitely continue with these efforts throughout my life and have gained a world of knowledge and compassion from doing so.
Wow. Thank you so much, Anne, for describing all the projects you did. You know, we have all gone through a very difficult time, regardless of our age or our economic status, both personally, as families, and as community members. I would like to believe that tough times like these have the possibility to bring out the best in us, to unite and draw people together in a spirit of empathy and collective compassion. Unfortunately, as we see in the news, COVID has managed to divide people, and that's not what we want. Your actions, I really believe, are a beacon of hope that yes, we can all rise above a situation and turn hardship into an opportunity to be better people, to do better. And when we truly are our best self, as you have demonstrated, eventually we receive recognition and reward in return also. And so on behalf of everyone at Academia Cotopaxi and within this community beyond our school, I want to thank you, Anne, for shedding light and encouragement on our school community and the people who directly benefited from your selfless actions. Thank you so much.